Hi, Marty.
Hi, Sally.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So tell us a little bit about Marty Nadler.
Well, I was born in the Bronx, and I was a class clown, and I made people laugh, and I got addicted to that, and I was interested in theater and plays, so I was in all the school plays. I was also in trouble in school. You know, I was not a good student, but I was funny, you know. Anyway, then I went to theater school. I went to college, Ithaca College, as a theater major, where I found out that I liked stand-up comedy more than acting. And I performed stand-up in college, and went to New York afterwards, and I did stand-up and acting. And Penny Marshall and Rob Reiner, who were married at the time, knew my brother and sister-in-law, so they came and saw me at the improvisation in New York. And Penny said, "You're funny. If you ever come to LA, I'll help you or try." And I did. I called her up. I said, "I think you're coming to LA." She goes, "I'll pick you up at the airport." And I lived with Rob and Penny for like 2-3 weeks. Then I got a place near them. And she introduced me to her brother Garry, who read a spec script of mine and thought it was funny, and he hired me, and the rest is history. I worked for Garry Marshall, and then I ended up here with you on a movie with Howard Bird. Can you believe it?
Awesome. Marcus Allen, too.
And Marcus Allen. We can't leave, Howard's the one that called me.
Right. And I heard that he was so excited to have met you. He invited you to come join us as a consultant.
I'm a consultant on the movie because I work very well with the director, Tommy Hines, who we knew each other for years through Garry Marshall. So I came and I gave some of my input about the script, and we try to make it a little funny. And once in a while I'll tell Tommy, well, maybe the actor should do it this way, and he'd say, okay, you know. But he's great. And I got to see Sacramento.
That's right.
And food to fork, or fork to table, food to farm.
Farm to fork.
See how funny I could be?
So tell me, how would you describe Ballbuster?
I would describe it as an over-the-top comedy that has a great cast and a funny script and a good break from the world today. We all need to sit there and laugh our ballbusters off. So that's how I would describe it. Don't take your little children. That's how I would describe it. It's probably a hard R.
Yeah,
I think.
What was some of your favorite moments of watching the filming of Ballbuster?
Oh God, there were just so many. I mean, the different basketball games, the baby game, the monk game, the cursing game. I mean, it was all just terrific. And Jerry O'Connell, to me, nails it. He just nails it. And every scene that he's in, he just brings everything to the table. So that's really good.
Very nice. And
the food's pretty good too. I like eating.
Food is good.
Yeah, and my hotel was nice.
Except for the missing dresser.
My hotel room didn't have a dresser, but luckily I'm a nudist, so it worked out fine. Stop laughing at me, Sal.
I love you. You're so fun. Like you said, we all need some more funny.
We need funny in the world.
That's right. How would you explain or I guess describe the evolution of comedy from back in the days when you were on Happy Days and producing Laverne and Shirley? How would you describe the evolution to where we are now with comedy?
Well, I think we're not in a good place now with comedy because back then you had like a show like All in the Family, okay? And you can make fun of the human condition and you can make fun of other people. And it was really not derogatory fun, it was just truth fun. Archie Bunker was good, but we also had Meathead to counter him. But what has happened with comedy, especially a lot on TV, is you can't make ethnic fun anymore. You can't do anything but sex, really, or make fun of the dad. So that's why 2.5 Men I thought was very funny, but it gets tiring after a while. So if you just do sexual jokes, it just gets not that funny. So that's a problem nowadays with comedy. So the evolution, it's stopped evolving and became a little bit stagnant. But hopefully we'll get back to what we do. Well, Ballbusters could be a little bit like that. Yeah.
Edgy, funny, silly, over the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not worrying what people are going to think and all that. So,
cool. What was some of your past favorite memories of making funny TV?
The Odd Couple with Jack Klugman and Tony Randall.
Tell us about that.
Well, they were just pros. They were pros, and we worked very hard on the show. I mean, Tony Randall lived in New York, but he lived in LA to do the show, so he would just fly back on weekends. So he was there for the rewrites. And very seldom do the stars of the show sit with the writers. And it was great. And we sat on the stage, on the set. We didn't go back to the office. So if we're rewriting a bit and we're trying to try it out, they'd get up and they'd walk through it, you know? And it was just terrific. And Jack was there too, and Garry Marshall and his partner Jerry Belson at the time. Everybody, we just wanted to make the show better. So, and that was my first show, so it was a learning experience for me. But Happy Days was great. Laverne was fun, but it was a little crazy. And
why was it crazy?
Well, the girls were a little crazy. It was just a crazy time, but it was good.
And working with Garry Marshall, that must have been epic.
That was the best, because this guy was a gentleman. He cared about life. One of his mottos was life is more important than show business, you know. He was a down-to-earth guy, and he promised me when I first worked for him, he says, I'm not going to give you a lot of money, but I'm going to teach you how to write television, and then you'll get a lot of money. And it's true. I mean, a lot of guys, producers, would go to the bus station, take the next comedy writer, suck him dry for a year, and then go back to the bus station. But he mentored you. There were very few people now mentoring, you know, and that's what's missing in this business also. I'm sure there's some mentors out there, but I'm retired, too late.
What's next for Marty?
Next for me is I'm off to Martha's Vineyard to do a comedy show, and then I go back to work on my one-act play, because I've done, 42 years of television and film, so now I like to write short stories and plays, and very little television and movies. I've done that, and now I started in theater, and writing theater to me is very exciting, and I'm excited about that.
Is it because the live timing is different?
It's the live performance and the intimacy of a theater, you know. It's nice.
So on a typical weekend when you get to relax and put your feet up with some popcorn, what would you turn on for comedy?
Well, that's interesting. Because I don't watch a lot of comedies now. Although I do like The Big Bang. I like The Big Bang.
Ironically enough, Jerry O'Connell is going to be starring in that.
Is he?
Yes, he's playing Sheldon's older brother.
I didn't even know that. That's wonderful. I'm glad.
I got to tell you that.
Oh my God, that's great. It's not on new now, but Everybody Loves Raymond was a show. Sadly, it's a combination of good writing and good casting. And that's luck. A lot of times it's luck. A lot of people think it's a formula. It's not a formula. And that's another thing, going back to how things have changed. When in 1992, the business out in LA, the television business, got bottom line, corporate. Everything got corporate. Everything got corporate in America, but show business was the last. So when I was working for a studio, which will remain nameless, okay, Disney, basically, but the guy from Disney came to me and he said, I don't care if the show's funny, I don't care if it's good, I don't care who's watching, this is the budget. and you bring it in for this. And I said to him, oh, well, I'm in show business and you're in business show. And I don't do business show. Bye.
Wow.
And I took my kid out of the second grade in LA, and I took him to Martha's Vineyard, where we had like a show business-less childhood. He grew up wonderful, and now he wants to go into show business.
There you go.
Go no!
So what is the secret to success?
The secret to success is to follow your passion. Whether you want to be a pastry chef, a limousine driver, an actor, a teacher, a fireman, if that's your passion, you follow it. Don't listen to your family. And work very hard at it. Work very hard at doing that. And don't worry about the money, because if you're successful, the money will follow you. You'll make the money. But life's too short. You just got to do what you know that.
I'm a living testimony.
Yeah.
Waiting for the money part, but that's okay. I'm happy.
The money will come. Not from me. Don't look at me. But
to look to camera and say whatever you want to say about Wellbuster.
Folks, you want to see this movie, don't take the children, the little children. They'll probably find it online. And just enjoy it, enjoy the movie, and know that we were just trying to have a bunch of laughs. We're silly ball busters.
Perfect.